Okay, so this is the Team Production Challenge, which appeared in a recent version of Factorio. You can sort of tell it's not anywhere close to the finished version, because, well, for one thing, it's supposed to be a team production, not a all-by-yourself production challenge, and as many times as I've tried this, I've never once been able to find anyone else to like make a team with, or maybe it's not even opening the window that allows me to form a team. I don't know how that even works, but whatever. Other people are stupid anyway. We can just kind of do this production task by ourselves here. So we need to make 100 engine units, 100 defender capsules, and 150 gates. It's a bit like the supply challenge, except you start with a lot more goodies in your inventory, so you can begin with an already fairly I mean, you can start with quite a bit of burner drills, and and also you start with a bunch of relevant science researched, so you don't need to worry about doing science at all. You just kind of need to worry about, you know, getting power, getting mining and assemblers up, and finishing off those things. This time is pretty good. I got it in 19 minutes 51 seconds. Took me a pretty long time to get a sub 20-minute run, so I just thought I'd share this with you. This production task seems to be the one that it chooses more often than not. So it's supposed to be randomized, but it seems like at least more than half the time it gives you this exact challenge: engine units, defender capsules, gates, which I don't know. So maybe this whole thing will become irrelevant, but like once they change the production tasks with the final release of this. But whatever. It's still a fun little optimization challenge. So here we are, starting with lots of burner drills, as you can see on coal, because those can auto feed and they just start mining right away, no overhead. So once you start getting enough coal buffered up, then you can of course add in the iron, and in a second I'll be adding in some coal, or some copper. I've got the stone there. So as you can imagine, I'm just getting some early production going and getting ready to start up electric power. I'll probably keep the commentary fairly light on this video, since it mostly speaks for itself. A little bit of perhaps wasted time there, but I have to kind of wait for these things to finish building anyway, so kind of unavoidable, although I think I could have done a little bit better right here. I'm not sure how much time it would be possible to save overall. It may be possible to find a better build order, but I think most of it will be if somebody's like extremely good at clicking a lot faster than I am, setting up buildings, refueling, picking stuff out of the burners. Yeah, all that stuff I don't claim to be an expert at. Sometimes I also have moments where I forget to keep the build queue full. So that's another area of improvement, possibly. Okay, so yeah, starting with 10 steam engines, which is the usual, 14, 10, 1 setup. Although I do 15, 10, 1 just because why not? That's going to be going away in a future release of Factorio with the rework of boilers and steam engines. I guess we'll have to find new optimal setups there at that time. But at least as of right now, that 14, 10, 1, or however you want to call it, is more or less a pretty optimal thing to get started with. And it starts you with enough power that you don't have to worry about adding more power for a pretty good long time, which is important. Okay, starting up some electric circuit production. So, in a speed run, you want to sort of take shortcuts whenever possible. One of the sort of principles of speedrunning Factorial, I suppose, is to minimize logistics where possible, which means to the extent that you can use the character's inventory to take stuff from place to place when it's efficient to do so, rather than always putting things onto belts and then doing inserters on and off of belts all the time. Of course, if you're making a big setup, you have to automate most of it, but you can just get things up a bit quicker if you don't worry about always getting the fully automated version right off the bat. You can just kind of start with what you need and hand feed it, as in the case of those electric circuits there. Kind of messed that up. For some reason I can't resist the temptation to drag as I walk. Like drag the mouse, and then I end up dragging the mouse wrong and it costs me time. So that's just kind of silly. So that was a slight error, starting up those inserters before picking up the electric circuits. So we want to start those now that we've got circuits in hand. So we ran out of stone here. I think this is a place where the build order could be optimized, because in fact we didn't even have enough stone at this point to get every single one of the furnaces that I need. I was sort of off by one there, which is a bit unfortunate. I think that meant that moving forward we don't quite have enough steel to go around. And not to mention I messed up these inserters, so yeah, a bit of a choke there. Yeah, this is how the inserters are supposed to be set up, just more regular like that. So all this is going to steel because obviously we need a lot of steel for this production task. Each of those three things needs steel. And gate requires 2 steel even. At this point we pretty much have all the production, or all the raw resource production we need, and it's just a matter of now setting up the facilities for engines, gates, and defender capsules. So that'll be, that'll take the next few minutes, and then we just basically wait for them to finish, although we won't actually wait too long. Going a little bit slow here. I'm not... this is not quite optimized. For some reason I can't always get these facilities in the exact same places, and so I have to think for a second about the power poles and everything else. So this is a nice little setup here. As you can see, we're really going gung-ho in minimizing logistics. So we've got, right off of the iron ore belt, we've got iron furnaces leading into steel furnaces, leading directly into the piercing rounds magazine factories. And then those will lead directly into the defender capsule factories. So that means, I mean, imagine how much bigger and more cumbersome this setup would be if we, at each of those stages, moved stuff onto a belt and then back off the belt. So this So every time you go directly from one production facility to the next, you save essentially one layer of inserters and belts and power poles to, and it's just overall so much more compact and nice when you when you minimize logistics. Finally getting the last steps here for the Defender capsule production. And now it should be going full swing. So at this point we're just a little bit, just a tiny bit under full power. So that's why I'm making some stuff to make some more power plants right now. And we're also just gonna, but after that there's not a whole lot to do, so we're just gonna make a couple of Defender capsules by hand, I guess. So there I'm actually doing right click to only pull out half of the steel from there, because I need some of the steel to still be able to feed into the piercing rounds factories. Yeah, as you can see, not a whole lot to do here, so I'm just trying to make sure I can get this second. There's a bit of a mistake there, because I needed, what did I need here? Oh yeah, I needed the whatever it's called, offshore pump. So just a few seconds late here in getting the full power. Oh, and I also made 5 too many steam engines. That was dumb. Yeah, so even with this run, there's some room for improvement, but this is pretty good. This is the first. I like I said, I did a number of runs before this, and probably about a dozen or more, and they all landed above 20 minutes. So just imagine more practice. I might be able to shave off perhaps another minute if I do it like perfectly, but might be good enough for now, or at least until I know more about the team production challenge and what that's going to look like moving forwards. Okay, not much to do here except to wait for the exact number of engine units to be done. I think I counted them, and I needed like 3 or 4 more at this point. Okay, so then we can shut down all of this, reroute the steel directly into the gate production. Okay, so apparently we didn't really need to make those extra Defender capsules. Yeah, I think that the gates were a bit behind here, probably due to that early on not having that one extra steel furnace going. So I lost a few seconds there, but it wasn't too bad. And there you have it, 1951. So hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe I'll release more videos